Have you ever watched or heard anyone talk about anime? If you haven't, many interesting things in the anime culture have captivated audience for years. The significance anime has had on our history, culture, communities, and relationships has been huge. In 1990, an anime called Dragon Ball was created by Akira Toriyama, and nobody knew at the time how big it would become. 34 years later, the anime is still going and has a huge fan base like many others. Today, I would like to inform you about anime and the different impacts it's had on communities and people's lives. Let me share with you the rich history and how far back it goes. Then I will explore some of the unique cultural elements of anime, the different animes and their significance, and at the end, I will touch base on how big of an impact it has had on the entire world. Anime's long history dates back to the early 20th century, where it has been around for hundreds of years, and the first animations played a big role in developing the modern day anime we see in the present. Excuse me. According to the article, The Many Faces of Internalization in Japanese Anime, written by Amy Shirong Lu, open quote, the first Japanese animation was produced in 1917. Unfortunately, the early animation industry was virtually destroyed by the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, end quote. This did not stop the culture from growing, although it did have a huge setback. Anime was very prominent in Eastern countries such as Japan and Korea, and would not start getting the attention it has today until many decades after it was created. When it was introduced to North America, it flourished, and it will continue to influence people around the world and our history, especially like it did in the 90s, when one of the most famous ideas originated, giving birth to what we know today as Pokemon, which became a big hit. In 1996, Pokemon was created and made such a huge impact on the world that adults and children participated in playing games, watching the show, and even collecting the cards. Businesses opened up just for this, and Jason Brainbridge says in his article, it is a Pokemon world, the Pokemon franchise, and the environment. Open quote. Pokemon has become the most successful game-based franchise in the entire world and arguably one of the best-known examples of transmedia storytelling in youth media today. End quote. After talking about anime and its extensive history, I want to go over all the aspects and significance it has had on the world. It's so different in so many ways, the way it's created to tell stories and change the world through these stories by drawings and characters. Dragon Ball Z is one of the most famous animes to date and has introduced so many characters and backstories that they have communities and families brought together through a strong sense of camaraderie and passion for these characters. One significant reason people love anime is that it's very relatable to real life and there is a connection made through the stories it tells. It's relatable in many ways such as imprisonment, racism, and family matters. Dragon Ball Z paved the way for other animes known as Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, and these are called the Big Three. Dragon Ball Z has taught many life lessons around the world and influenced other animes because the main character, Goku, his goal is to get stronger, has also been the goal of other main characters such as Naruto, where he grows up without his parents and tries to become the leader of the village called the Hokage. He wants to prove to everyone that he can protect them. And in the book, The World of Manga as a Cultural and Global Phenomenon, Naruto, written by Rofida Saida, open quote, Naruto is one of the most popular and best-selling mangas in Japan and in different continents since it has millions of fans of different ages across the globe, and it tells the story of Naruto Uzumaki, a young ninja who looks for acceptance and leadership. The manga displays two parts, Naruto's preteen years and his teen. Many children's fans grew up with Naruto, and it exposes the conflict between good and evil, kindness and hatred, optimism and pessimism, perseverance and surrender, self-determination and inability, smartness and stupidity. End quote. Like Naruto, Goku faces many hardships and can even be viewed as a minority since his whole race, the Saiyan race, is near extinct because it got destroyed. Anime is for all different types of ages of people, and some are kid friendly while others touch on horrific sides of humanity that can be realistic. Now that I've shared the significance anime has had, I would like to tell you about the impact it has had on our culture. And it's impacted our culture in such a huge way, changing people's lives, their ways of thinking, and their morals and values, teaching them good things. Pokemon has impacted the world so much that people who do not even play the game or watch the show have owned Pokemon related items or even know what it's called, such as clothing, toys, and cards. Many businesses open up their doors to investing in anime such as Pokemon, One Piece, and Goku or Dragon Ball Z. And these are two cards that I have right here, and these are the character Goku, and they've increased in value since I bought them from $50 to over $250, and this one is over $100, and I bought it for 20, and that's without the signatures. So it has paved the way for many businesses and entrepreneurs to get involved in a healthy hobby that also makes money. It has such a big impact that it's also impacted um, streaming websites such as Netflix, gaming companies such as GameStop, who is now selling and buying cards, AMC, which they show movies of certain types of anime, and people have adapted to these changes and hold big conventions now and gatherings where they can share, indulge, and embrace the anime community with its millions of followers. Today, I have shown you just a smidge of the wonderful world of anime, which is very precious and dear to many, such as myself. I first shared some of its history, which is very broad. And to finish up, I shared the impact that it has on history throughout the decades.